Okay, so we are now going to do the second part of the question. Okay, so now we want to know the username, the name, and the average likes. So for each user. Okay, so since we want to know the average like for each user, let's ask a following question. Are we looking to get the average like for the top 10 users with a post, or for all users? So we're going to do it for all users, right? So now what we're going to do is we want to understand, all right, we want to get the average like for a post. Okay. So let's just go back to the table again and just understand the structure. The structure of our schema is that we have, for each post ID, so we'll have a like. This like is going to be identified with a particular post, and it's going to be identified with who did the post. If I do a join between the user ID, because we don't need the name. Let's see, go back. Let's see, right? Actually, we need the name, so we still have to bring in the name from the username. So we're going to take this from before. We'll do the name. We'll do user ID as name. We're still going to pull it from users at first because we still need that from here. Now, automatically, we have to make sure we're telling us we're going to take user ID from this table. We want to get the average like. Now, average likes. Let's think about how we're going to get the average likes. In order for me to get the average likes, I need to understand for this user ID which posts they've done. I have to get all the posts. Let's actually do a little. So my approach is that we are going to want to link all three tables together. We're going to need the user ID and the name from the users table. We're going to have to use the likes table to be able to understand which. Actually, we don't need the post table. Let's see if we can do it without using that post table. If we use the likes table, then we can get for each user ID. No, we do need the post. We definitely need the post ID. We're going to link the post table and the link table with the post ID. That will tell me for each user which post they've done, and then we're going to then also link it, and then we can also do an additional link and do so let's start from scratch. Let's step back for a second, and we're going to link user. We're going to use the user's name as our base table. That's our total dimension of all users. We want to be able to capture everything. the whole universe of users. There will be users who don't necessarily like or post. So therefore, we're going to then do a left join with the other two tables, the post and the likes. We're going to link the post table with the user table based on user ID. What that will give me is then now which posts they have done. Then we're going to do a link between the post table and the like table based on the post ID, and now I can see how many like IDs there are for each post, and we're going to do a count. Then we're going to do a count on the like IDs, right? And we'll do a count where we're going to be aggregating by user ID and by name, and we're going to get the count of all likes. But what we want is really the average. So what we really need to do is we have to do also as the sum. So since the average is defined, there's no average function in SQL. We have to do a sum divided by count. Now, the sum will be the sum of all of their posts. No, so it will be the sum of all of the like IDs divided by the by the count of distinct post IDs, and that should give me the average likes. Let's actually see what it says. Let's give it some voice.
It sounds like you have a solid plan. I like how you're thinking about using all three tables and considering edge cases where users might not have posts or likes. Using a left join from the users table to the posts table is the right way to ensure you include all users in your analysis. However, instead of doing multiple joins and then calculating the sum and count separately, you can achieve this more efficiently using subqueries. Think about it this way. 1. Calculate the total likes for each user. You can achieve this by joining the users and likes tables and grouping by user_id. 2. Calculate the total posts for each user. Similarly, join the users and posts tables and group by user_id. 3. Combine the results. Join the results from the two subqueries above and then calculate the average likes per post. This approach will make your query more organized and potentially more efficient. I encourage you to try writing the query using this approach. I'm here to help if you get stuck or need any guidance along the way.
So to kind of go along with that, so let's do a CT. So we'll do CT as total posts, right? We'll call it post tag as, and we'll create this here, and we're going to do select select user ID, and right, so let's just go back and make sure we have the user ID and post ID, right? We'll get the sum, or we'll get the count of post ID as post count from posts. We'll do group by one. Now this is our post tag. We're also then going to create a like aggregation, right? So we're going to get a like ag as, and we'll do select user ID, and we'll do count of like ID as like count from likes. We'll do group by one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this from here. We're going to take everything from username, and we're going to define average like as, one second. First, let's set up our links, where we're going to do a left join again. So now we're going to do a left join from post tag, and we'll call it PG on users dot user ID equals PG dot user ID, and we'll also do another left join here as like ag. We'll call it LG, and we'll do LG dot user ID equals users dot user ID. So now that we have joined everything together, what we'll do, so in order to create the average like, is we're doing the sum of like count divided by post count. This will be all of their likes across everything. So we don't have to actually do a sum, because this is already here, and we'll do this as average like. And let's just review it for a second. We are doing aggregation to get all the posts. We're doing aggregation of getting all the likes. And here we're pulling for the user ID. We have, okay, yeah, so this should give me what I want. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Moment of truth. Okay, so here's a good, we didn't pay attention to this, and this is something that we need to pay attention to, right? We did not do a null if, right? So we should always try to look and make sure our queries are as robust as possible. And in this case, right, like we didn't pay attention, and in your interviews, you need to really be careful because, right, we're saying it was already asked, to have two decimal places. So when I did my initial review, I said, okay, like, let me just make sure this is everything that I was looking for. The logic was there, but I did not review this. So it's just one additional note to make sure and just go back and check the criterias. Um, yes. So we tell it that, yeah, it's good. And so now it's going to continue with another question. I think it's going to keep going, but we'll stop here.